When I was a kid, I used to watch a show called Barney and the Backyard Gang. And I remember I used to stay up late watching the DVDs that my parents had bought for me to watch. And but today's video we are exploring another side of Barney that I never knew as a child. And that is we are gonna react to Alex Bale's Barney theory. Here we go. Let's get started.
Barney is a dinosaur that comes from our imagination. This is what we are told in the intro for every episode of Barney.
Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination.
He is just a normal plush toy dinosaur that a group of kids imagine as this big, talking, magical creature that takes them on crazy, make-believe adventures and teaches them life lessons along the way, before turning back into a toy and giving us one final wink at the end of every episode. It's a very wholesome part of our collective childhood. But of course, if I'm talking about it, then you know that I have once again started to overthink a show that was made for little babies. And that's because there's another line in the intro of this show that's always kind of bothered me.
Tyson is in Barney's club and Adam has a ticket, but Mom has never seen him 'cause she doesn't know our secret.
But Mom has never seen him 'cause she doesn't know our secret. What exactly does this mean? What secret? Well, if you look back at the early episodes of Barney and the Backyard Gang, you'll see that Barney's existence was actually a massive secret that the kids kept from their parents.
Would you all like to go right now? Yes! Your mom will hear us.
Tina!
And just in time. Your mom's coming. Gotta go.
Barney! Mommy's coming!
And they never explain why.
Looking back into it, when I was a kid, why was I so interested in the show? Barney looks like a dinosaur. Well, he is a dinosaur, but he looks scary. Uh, I don't know, maybe this like early videos, he looks quite off. Maybe they changed the design.
They even go as far as to physically hide Barney when parents come into the room. Which is strange, because if Barney is just an imaginary friend like we've been told,
But if Barney is an imagination, theoretically the parent wouldn't be able to see it. But why does multiple children see Barney, including us, the viewers? Why are we and the kids see Barney if it's just imagination? Does that mean we're part of the secret that they are not telling their moms? Because we can see Barney too.
then why bother hiding
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
him? And it's not like the fact that they have an imaginary dinosaur friend is the secret, because the kids are more than willing to tell their parents about Barney.
Who are you talking to? Oh, just one of our make-believe friends. We call him Barney. He's our dinosaur.
Well, Barney must be a very good friend.
So, what exactly is this secret that they're keeping from their parents? Why do they need to physically hide Barney? What do these kids think will happen if their parents see their imaginary friend? Well, this all takes on a whole new meaning when we look at the episode A Day at the Beach with Barney. In this episode, the kids want to go to the beach, but Michael and Amy's dad is busy working, so they can't.
That was Daddy on the phone, and he's got to work this weekend, so we're not going to be able to go to the beach.
So instead, they use their imagination to make Barney show up, and he takes them on a fun, imaginary beach adventure for the day.
Close your eyes and pretend real hard. And I'll take you on a make-believe trip to the beach.
But There's something that happens at the end of this episode, after the kids return home, that will forever change the way you view Barney.
This is the way we want to be, want to be.
The thing is, the children is fully aware that what they are seeing is just an imagination. So why are they keeping it a secret to their mother? I mean, they are not keeping it a secret because they are willing to share or to say that they are talking about, they are talking to this Barney guy, but they are scared for their parents to see Barney physically. That's weird because if they are fully aware that Barney is just an imagination, but why do they not want their parents to see her physically or him to see him physically? Even though it's just an imagination, he's not gonna be able to be seen. Let's just so it's not an imagination after all. The question here is, this is supposed to be a kids friendly thing, but the parents making this kind of reactions quite change the moods. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like that, confused, weirded out, but like being it like a friendly game show, they should be like a little bit joyful, and this is unsettling.
Where did they get the sand?
The kids brought back a bucket full of sand. They actually did go to the beach. This make-believe adventure actually happened, which means Barney is not imaginary. He is real. And the implication
That's why they don't want their parents to see him physically because they might get weirded out.
of this are kind of disturbing. There is a large dinosaur man who regularly visits these kids and takes them away from their homes without their parents' knowledge or consent.
Bro. Barney is a flippin'. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. He's a.
And he's convinced them to lie to their parents about him and physically hide him inside of their home because obviously any parent would be horrified if they came across this massive intruder who routinely kidnaps their children.
Would you all like to go right now? Your mom will hear us.
I mean, just look at how confused and disturbed they are by this bucket of sand. This is not an implication that I am making up. This is something that the show kind of directly tells us. Barney later has a song about stranger danger that is just so hypocritical and hilarious in retrospect.
Never talk to strangers, that's very good advice. 'Cause you just can't tell if they're good or bad, even though they may seem nice. Don't get in their car.
No!
Go back and tell a grown-up friend.
Don't talk to strangers, unless it's me, Barney. In that case, it's fine. Don't tell your parents about me. You can get inside of my Barney mobile. That's totally fine. That's different. Literally, the logo for Barney and Friends is a silhouette of Barney leading a bunch of children away from their homes. This is so weird and creepy once you realize that Barney is a secret that they kept from the parents.
Your mom will hear us.
And we've only scratched the surface of what's really going on with this purple dinosaur. So stick with me, because together we're going to truly uncover Barney's secret. After a quick word from our sponsor. Oh no, I've been in a car accident again. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hi, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Alex Bale of YouTube. Can I have money, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Just a little baby, though. Wait.
Morgan.
So, what exactly is Barney? Because yes, he does seem to have a real physical effect on the world, but he's also just an ordinary looking toy that only comes to life if the children imagine him. So how is Barney both real and imaginary? Well, the intro of the show never actually says that Barney is an imaginary dinosaur. It specifically uses the words, a dinosaur from our imagination.
Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination.
As in, Barney is a real dinosaur that can interact with the world and be seen by anyone, but he can only be manifested from the power of children's imaginations. It's like he's some kind of supernatural mental parasite that feeds off of perception and belief. It's like he's a cognito hazard from the SCP Foundation. Okay, but then what does Barney want? Why is he secretly taking these kids on these adventures and teaching them things?
He wants children. He wants children.
Well, the main thing that Barney asks these children to do in pretty much every episode is to use their imagination.
Use your imagination.
Use our imagination.
What if he's harnessing this imagination, and then once he have enough, he can get out of this toy form, and be imagination.
Which makes sense, because as we know, Barney needs imagination to exist. But something really interesting starts to happen as the series progresses and more kids start to believe in Barney.
What? Who are you? This is our friend Barney. He's a dinosaur. And he loves kids.
Hi, Derek. I'm glad to meet you.
We're all members of Barney's Backyard Gang, and we'd like you to be a member too.
By episode 4 and 5 of the original series, after Barney has already been introduced to a few new kids, he suddenly gains the ability to magically bring children from their homes to him completely on his own without any warning.
Let me get the rest of the backyard.
Or by the children's using imagination. The more children who use imagination, the more power he gets. Oh, was I right?
Get
Was
the
I
rest of the
correct?
backyard gang here before I explain. I'll bring them all over. Hi, everybody.
And this is something that the kids even acknowledge is weird and different.
We usually call you when we need you. This time, you called us.
It's almost like Barney became more powerful because of the increase in children who believed in him. In episode 5, we also see Tina, a new neighborhood friend, now has her own Barney doll that she can use to summon Barney whenever she wants.
Thank you, Mommy. I can't go to sleep without Barney.
You're right. Barney is special.
And we know it's a new one because it has a slightly different design, and the intro still says that the original Barney doll still lives with Michael and Amy.
Barney lives with Michael and with Amy.
It's clear that Barney's influence and power is growing, and it continues to grow every time they introduce Barney to more and more susceptible children.
Correct. Well, semi. So my theory was the more imagination they use, the more stronger he get. But what Alex says is the more children who believes, the more power he gets. Which is kind of same, but not the same.
And this all culminates into the point of no return for this franchise. Barney's first ever live musical concert. This is when Barney spreads from just a couple backyard friends into a massive sensation, with tons of new children and even parents now believing in him. It seems by this point, Barney has become so powerful that his existence being known by parents is no longer an issue. Now, he is simply an unstoppable force that no one can deny. And also, we know this concert episode is canon to the lore of the Barney TV show because the kids later mention it in future episodes.
Hey, let's do that song we did in our concert.
This concert represents the moment when Barney's influence reaches a completely new level. We see tons of children, all with their own Barney dolls that they will later bring back to their homes to continue spreading this infection. And it should be no surprise.
Okay, so he's now have a concert, which also supports that he's just not an imaginary dinosaur. He's actually real, that can be accessed through imaginations of children. So now his he have a concert now full of people that are likely children, but has their parents. So now, instead of being scared to be seen by the parents, he actually wants to see them voluntarily. He's focusing on adults now. He has harnessed enough children imagination that now he wants more power.
Is that this concert is also the very first time that the dinosaur himself multiplies.
Let's plan a big surprise for the backyard gang.
Multiplies. I feel like that would be like another proof, evidence that the more imagination he gets stronger. I guess that's another evidence or proof. Still don't know his secret though. We still don't know what is he hiding. What is his purpose? Why is he there? How did he get there? But the question is, who is making all these plushies? Who is providing all these plushies? Who is the mastermind of all of this?
For the backyard gang, I'll use my magic and zap!
And this growth only continues exponentially as the years go on and we get more and more Barney shows and movies. Like a virus, Barney continues to multiply into more dinosaur characters.
They look like a kid. You know what I mean? What if through imagination, with having full power of that imagination thing, he's turning them to like him? What if those other Barneys are children who become Barneys through imaginations? What if they got so addicted to Barney that they wanted to be like Barney and they become Barney using their imagination, or Barney turning them to Barneys? What I'm trying to say is, what if those Barneys, clone Barneys, are actually children, and because they got so influenced about Barney, they wanted to become Barney, and through the magic of imagination, they did. It's like addiction.
He is now able to fully reveal himself to any parent without any repercussions. The line about keeping him a secret is even removed from the intro. And instead of requiring a large group of children focusing intently for a long time to summon him, now Barney can almost instantly appear.
Barney, what do you think our last book should be? Barney!
And
this could also explain his changes.
Barney's also reached the point where even if someone doesn't like or believe in him, they can't get rid of him.
Okay, Barney, you're really here because of my imagination and you're about to disappear.
Cody!
I do not believe in you.
It's okay.
This is gonna raise confusion, because if Barney the dinosaur is imagination from our imagination, what am I saying? But yeah, if Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination, removing that imagination would theoretically means that he would be also removed, but him being here means that the imagination is not working anymore. So therefore, even if you don't imagine that he exists, he will still there because of how strong the imagination was. He's getting control.
Cody, I believe in you.
And all of this leads us to the Barney franchise's most recent and controversial development, the 2024 animated show Barney's World.
Meet Barney. Barney, the singing and dancing purple dinosaur.
Yay!
In an all-new animated series.
With a little magical help, the possibilities are endless.
Get ready to explore an incredible new world.
This is a reboot of the Barney TV show, and a lot of people weren't really fans of the animated redesign they did for Barney.
Hey, friends!
It more or less follows the same formula, except with one very notable difference. In this version of the show, for the first time ever, Barney is never shown in his toy form. He is now always just a large magical talking.
Hear me out. This is not a reboot. This is Barney when he completely dominates the whole place. This is him having full power of the imagination, and he's turned the whole world into imaginary world. Right?
Dinosaur, and unlike all the previous episodes, now he never disappears at the end.
I love you.
In this series, Barney can even fly and transform the world in ways he never could before. So maybe this latest entry into the Barney franchise is showing us Barney at his absolute most powerful, where he is no longer bound by a toy or the limitations of children's imaginations. And the smoking gun to prove this is once again in the show's intro, in the very specific way they introduce Barney.
In Barney's world, with your favorite purple dinosaur.
In Barney's world with your favorite purple dinosaur. For the first time ever,
It's not imaginary anymore from our imagination. Because you don't need imagination anymore to summon him, because he can summon himself. With your favorite. Oh no. Sir? Yeah. It doesn't say from your imagination anymore because he's actually existing in the world without imagination, without using children's imagination. With your inner world, in Barney's world, oh, he completely dominated the world now because instead of it being humans' world or Earth, it's gonna be Barney's world with him. You don't need to summon him anymore because he fully exists there.
the intro no longer describes Barney as a dinosaur that comes from our
Hey, I'm kinda
imagination.
figuring it out with all these clues. I'm kinda figuring it out.
He simply just exists on his own, because at this point, Barney has become such a global sensation that he has gained total dominion over our world, and has completely reshaped it into his image. Maybe this isn't just an animated reboot of the Barney franchise. What if Barney literally transformed the world into this imaginary cartoon redesign, and what we are seeing here truly is Barney's world? And that is where the Purple Dinosaur story ends. At least for now, until we get that A24 Barney movie that's in the works, apparently. Yes, that's a real thing that's happening. But we're still left with one final unanswered question. Where did Barney originally come from? I mean, maybe this is just a world where anything that children imagine can come to life. Maybe there's nothing particularly special about Barney the purple dinosaur, and there could have just as easily been a blue giraffe that took over the world. But remember, back in the very first episode of Barney and the Backyard Gang, before we ever saw Barney imagined into real life, there already was an existing toy dinosaur in Michael and Amy's home, and we never actually found out where it originally came from.
Oh, Michael, look what I found! Barney the dinosaur! How'd he get in there?
They find him inside of an old box in their garage, and it seems like they're already familiar with him, but they don't know how he got in there.
How'd he get in there?
Well, I believe the answer to this question can be found hidden in the 1998 theatrical movie Barney's Great Adventure. But just a warning, this movie has some kind of unsettling implications for this franchise.
Join Barney, Baby Bop, and BJ in the magical musical adventure every young child has been waiting for.
Let's go!
Barney's Great Adventure, the movie.
Lots of fun!
In this movie, Barney and a couple of new kids discover a shooting star has landed in their grandparents' barn.
It looks like some sort of egg.
The star turns out to be a mysterious egg that they learn is actually an alien species called Dream Makers.
There's a dream maker inside. Every 1,000 years or so, an egg falls from the skies. A visitor from days gone by who has a gift to share for boys and girls around the world, for children everywhere.
Barney and the kids go on an epic adventure to try and return the egg back to where it first landed, and in the end, they are successful and it hatches into this weird little alien koala thing who can show kids their dreams.
Hey, what are you doing? Look, it's me.
So that's the Dreammaker's gift, to let you see your own dreams.
It's just sort of a generic throwaway Barney adventure. These kids and the Dream Maker never really get mentioned again. But despite that, I believe that it is heavily implied in this movie that Barney the dinosaur is actually the same species as the Dream Maker. Yes, I am going to be claiming that Barney is an alien. This isn't something that's ever stated in the movie, and I can't even find anyone online who's ever come to this conclusion, but I'm pretty damn sure that this is actually an intentional secret left by the filmmakers. I don't know what else this evidence could mean. So, first off, obviously the Dream Maker looks a lot like Barney in his plush toy form. But there's also the fact that the Dream Maker's gift is to show people their dreams.
Abby, is this your dream?
Yes, and I'm seeing it.
We are.
AKA, it allows children to bring what they imagine to life and have it be seen by others, which is exactly what Barney has always done.
My school friends and I have so much fun here. I wish they were here right now.
Use your imagination.
And this would also explain why Barney has always needed children to exist in his big talking Barney form.
The dream maker who has a gift to share for boys and girls around the world, for children everywhere.
The Dream Maker is also described as a visitor from days gone by.
A visitor from days gone by.
And of course, Barney takes on the appearance of a dinosaur, which is a creature that lived on Earth millions of years ago, aka a creature from days gone by. And when speculating about what the egg could be, Barney even says,
"Maybe it's a dinosaur like me."
But I think the most telling moment in this movie is Barney's initial reaction to the shooting star.
To tell you the truth,
Hey, maybe your grandma will know. Let's go ask her.
Oh, okay.
Barney was clearly about to tell them something before he was cut off. He was about to nervously tell them the truth, but then we never get to hear it.
Well, to tell you the truth,
Hey, maybe your grandma will know.
Doesn't it sound like he was about to reveal some crazy lore? And this moment never gets paid off.
He had a slight pause. He was uncertain on what he was gonna say. He was gonna say something.
Off later in the movie. I think that Barney was about to tell them that he has seen an egg like this before because he too came from an egg that fell from the sky, because Barney is actually an alien dream maker. And if you still don't believe me, then take a look at the final shot of this movie.
Barney?
Wait. A dream maker. And because he influenced the children and the adult, their dream was to have Barney World. And that's what happened. Right? He's a dream maker. So he influenced it and made the children and the adult addicted to him. and that's what caused the Barney world to be created, because the children and the adult were so addicted that they wanted Barney to dominate, or they were so addicted to him that caused Barney world to be created.
This is a
The Dream Maker and the Barney toy are sitting side by side, very much emphasizing how extremely similar they are. And then, they both have their own versions of the iconic Barney wink. Barney is an alien. This feels genuinely intentional, and this little wink ending has a very unsettling implication for the entire Barney franchise. Literally every episode of this show ends with the Barney toy doing a final wink or twinkle. And now we realize the true meaning of this is that the Barney toy was never actually a toy. He has always been a living, breathing alien who just pretended to be an inanimate object to trick people into letting him into their homes, where he can slowly feed off of children's imaginations like a parasite. Why were they surprised to find the Barney toy in a specific box in the first episode?
Oh, Michael, look what I found! Barney the dinosaur! How'd he get in there?
Because Barney has never been a toy. He has always been able to move on his own. He went into that box because he knew they would find him there. Every time he is just sitting there in the background of a scene, he is actually secretly watching them. This is Barney's true secret, and it is something that he has been telling us over and over again at the end of every single episode. Okay, well, that's there you go, bye.
Never talk to strangers, that's very good.
That was fantastic. This video is fantastic. I was able to figure it out, I guess. Well, I only figured it out because of how clearly and how clearly the evidence were presented by Alex Bale. So this was a fantastic video created by him. The evidence were clearly stated.